Welcome, you are in the lab room. I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me. Week 7 recap here in the lab room. Atlanta Falcons hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Supposed to be a good game between two good teams in the NFC South. At least that's what we thought when the schedule was released. I really don't know what to say about this game. 1-4 Atlanta taking on 0-5 Tampa Bay. Have fun. Let's break it down. So, Falcons coming off their bye week. They need this one in the worst way. They can't afford to lose a game at home versus a winless Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. If you lose this game, if you're Atlanta, just pack it in for the rest of the season. Go ahead, throw in the towel. No one will blink an eye. So you got to have it. So Falcons come out, and right away, what you do to a bad team is you jump on them early. You jump on them early, you set the tone, and let them know you're not winning this game. Okay? Plain and simple, you're not winning. That's what you do to bad teams. The only thing about the Atlanta Falcons, however, is that they don't have a killer instinct. They lack killer instinct. They don't put you away. So even if they jump on you 14-0, even if they jump on you 17-0, they'll come and let you back in the game. You'll be back. Ask the St. Louis Rams. They jumped on the Rams 21-0. Rams end up losing the game 31-24. So Falcons won't put you away. We saw it last year in the playoffs versus Seattle. We saw it in the playoffs last year versus San Francisco. They end up losing the San Francisco game. They lack killer instinct. So first possession of the game, Thomas Deku fumble recovery for a touchdown. Glennon has to be stronger with the football. This was a joke. This play right here, it looked like and the football just came up. What are you doing, man? Put the football away. If there's pressure, put the football away. No, don't just have the football out here dangling like a carrot on a string. They come and hit you and you just cough the football up. Put it away, man. It's an easy scoop and score for Thomas Deku. 7-0 Falcons. That's what you do. You jump on a garbage team early. If they're garbage, sweep it up, put it in the trash. So then after a productive, lengthy drive, Matt Ryan caps it off with a touchdown pass to Jaquiz Rogers. It's 14-0 ATL. So Dirty Birds getting real nasty early. It's 14-0. However, they're the Atlanta Falcons, and they don't blow anybody out. They're nice guys. And nice guys don't blow teams out. They let you hang around. Okay? So just when you think the Falcons are on the verge, without Roddy White, without Julio Jones, without Steven Jackson, of absolutely blowing out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Wait for it. Tampa Bay Buccaneers respond immediately with a long TD strike, Glennon to Vincent Jackson. It's 14-7. So just when you think the Buccaneers are on the verge of getting their brains bashed in this football game, simple drop back for Glennon. He tosses it up. There's no structure to this play. This is simply, hey, Vincent, go long, and I'll throw it to you. And that's what Vincent Jackson does. That's what he's been able to instill in this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team. I'll tell you what, over the last 3 years, to me, there hasn't been a free agent that has been worth the money more so than Vincent Jackson. He showed it again on this play, going up one arm. He's being held on the play by Asante Samuel. With his right arm, he's being held with his left arm. He catches the football, pushes Asante Samuel away after he corrals the football, walks into the end zone for about a 63-yard touchdown pass. Just like that, 14-7. Falcons aren't running away with anything. So, Falcons drive down the field but can't get in the end zone, have to settle for a Matt Bryant field goal. It's now 17-7. A nasty double move by Harry Douglas leads to a touchdown catch. It's 24-7 Atlanta. So now they're up 17. They look like they want to run away from Tampa Bay once again. We're talking about the Atlanta Falcons here. This isn't the New England Patriots. This isn't the Denver Broncos. This isn't a team that can score points, that is prolific, that understands what it takes to step on a team's throat while they're down. Now, this is the Atlanta Falcons. There will be none of that. Hey, get up. They'll help you up. They'll knock you down. Then they'll help you up, dust you off, and get you back on your feet. So, little backstory on this before we move on. Harry Douglas, 6 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown, all in the first half. He was dominant in this football game. And a viewer of mine, Flash, we were talking about this game before, I want to say Friday. We were talking about this game. And he said, man, Roddy White isn't playing. Julio Jones isn't playing. Who's Matt Ryan going to throw the football to? And before I could even spit out the name of Harry Douglas, he said, hey, I guess Harry Douglas is going to have to step up. And he was exactly right. And I could do nothing but agree with him because he hit it right on the head. I said, time for Harry Douglas to step up and earn his keep. I remember looking at a Atlanta Falcons snippet, and they did a little special on them, and the trio of receivers, of course, Jones, Harry Douglas, and Roddy White. And I said, what's Harry Douglas doing with those guys? They're in a class of their own. He's just hanging on their coattails. But in this game, Harry Douglas showed that, hey, I belong. I can get it done. I don't get as many opportunities throughout the course of the game. There's only one ball, and there's Gonzalez, there's Jones, and there's White. But he said, hey, when you need me, I'm here. And he showed it in this game. So Falcons are now up 24-7. They're dominating. But they're the Atlanta Falcons. Bright spot for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers continues to be Lavonte David. I had to mention this because he was everywhere in this game. And he's one of these guys that if he was on a better football team, he'd be a household name. But he plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You may never really get to truly appreciate the marvel, the jewel that is Lavonte David. Forget about that roughing the passer penalty that he had, that personal foul that gave the Jets to win in week 1. This guy is a stud, and he's been playing that way for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all season long. It's a shame that he's playing for the Bucs right now because he deserves more credit than he's being given in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay gets points right before the half. A field goal makes it 24-10 at the half. So the Buccaneers cut it to a 2-score game at 24-10. This is why the Falcons are 1-4. This is why the Falcons lack killer instinct. This is why the Falcons won't be a good team this year. You're banged up. You are not getting Julio Jones back. Roddy White has been dealing with injuries. Steven Jackson has been hurt for the majority of the season. And you're doing things like this. Rookie Robert Alford fumbles a punt deep in Falcons territory. It's recovered by Dakota Watson. Sets up Vincent Jackson fade route for a touchdown. It's 24-17. You got this game well in hand. The Buccaneers aren't doing anything to threaten you. And you go and have a self-inflicted wound deep in your own territory, setting up an easy scoring opportunity for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to cut your lead in half at 24-17. This is why they lack killer instinct. This is why they're not a good football team. This is why they're 1-4. Because they have an opportunity to step on the throats of the Buccaneers in this game, and they do something like this to let them right back in the football game. One drive that featured every Falcons active skill player. I mean, they threw the football to everybody on this play, on this possession, excuse me. Drew Davis, their rookie Johnson got the football. Tony Gonzalez, Harry Douglas, Sean Jefferson caught the football. Terrence Mathis called a touchdown pass on this possession. I mean, everybody in Falcons history got in on the action on this possession right here. I mean, this just goes to show you how depleted this wide receiving core is for the Falcons right now. But Drew Davis had a beautiful one-handed grab on this possession. Tony Gonzalez catches a pass. They tack on a personal foul for a late hit out of bounds. And then it's capped off by another touchdown reception for Jacquizz Rodgers, his second of the game. Extends the lead out to 31-17. You're thinking, okay, Atlanta's comfortable now. They got this game well in hand. Not so fast. Bucs first and goal from the 5-yard line. This is why the Buccaneers are 0-5. This is why they're a bad team and why eventually Greg Schiano will be fired as Tampa Bay Buccaneers coach. I've never seen this before. Check this one out. First and goal from the 5-yard line. Okay, so you heard that, right? First and goal, 5-yard line. By the time the Buccaneers take their first official next snap, listen to me. First and goal from the 30-yard line. How do you do that? How do you go first and goal from the 5 to first and goal from the 30? How do you do that? Bad football teams create ways to lose football games. Meet the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and their way of losing football games. It's called going in reverse. Reverse, reverse. Ooh, reverse, reverse. So, we go from first and goal from 5 to 1st and goal from the 30. But after all of that, the Bucs get to 4th and goal from the 13 and score a touchdown. Not so fast. Take another penalty. Take another penalty and go backwards. Now you got to settle for a 41-yard field goal instead of cutting this lead to a touchdown once again at 31-24. Take a field goal. It's 31-20. At this point, they're done. I'm done with them in this game. They tack on a late field goal to cut it to an 8-point game, a one-possession score. Kick an onside kick. They don't get it. Falcons win the football game 31-23. Look, two bad football teams in this game. Falcons were able to prevail. And if they want to get back into the NFC South race, if they want to get back into the NFC playoff picture, they have to play better than this. Look, they got the win. That's all that matters. It was not impressive. They did nothing in this game that says, hey, Falcons are back and they're going to be a team to contend with. This was some sloppy football by the Atlanta Falcons. I will give Matt Ryan and the offense credit, though. The lack of weapons in this game was comical for them, yet they were able to muster 31 points and play some really good football. Matt Ryan was sharp in this game. Jaquiz Rogers stepped up. So did the supporting cast, Harry Douglas. His best performance as a professional. So guys stepped up. Offensively, credit must be given to this Atlanta Falcons team. But you look at them from a defensive standpoint, there are still a lot of issues on this football team that I don't know if they can address in this season. But they get it done. 31-23, go to 2-4 in the season. They feel good about themselves. All you can do is win one game at a time. If you're the Falcons, that's exactly what you have done here. For the Buccaneers, I really don't know what to say. They're a hopeless cause this year. They're now 0-6 on the season. They're not a good football team. They're undisciplined. They make too many mistakes. And you want to win a game on the road, you can't go 1st and 5 to 1st and 30. You just can't do that. And this is a bad football team. They're not going to win many games this year. And it wouldn't surprise me if Greg Schiano is fired after this season is at its conclusion, because this is not a good football team. And the bad part is this is a team chocked full of talent. This isn't a talent problem. The issue here is coaching and lack of direction. And they lack that right now in Tampa Bay. So that's going to do it for me here on the program. I thank you for joining me. Remember, if it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here in the Lab Room. Buccaneers drop to 0-6. Falcons go to 2-4 in the season. See you next time. Have a good one.